Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Hope everybody's doing good today. I always got to check my collar, but that's my mirror, so that's a problem. All right, let me get some stuff going here. You guys see the new branding in the upper right? How about that? How about it? You guys like it? Hope you like it. I worked hard on that. No, I just haven't used it. I haven't updated it. I used to use this whenever we streamed, but I don't think for probably 6 months I've used that banner at the bottom and that I just created this week. Yesterday, I think. The grays at the top, pTGC and UFO ticker symbols down below. It's cool, man. The alien, logo in a sense. It's good. It'll work. It will work. What do you guys think? What's going on? Hex Elvis, good morning. David, it's good to see you guys in here. FOMC meeting today. I know we're going to get an announcement, but when? Do you guys know when? Let me know if you know when, because I heard like 5 hours and that was like 3 hours ago, but I don't know that they actually back themselves into a corner and say, hey, we're going to have an answer by whatever time, but you guys might know. So let me know. Audio good? How's the audio, guys? Let me know. If you haven't yet, go vote on PulseFolio, PLSfolio.com. Vote on, let me type that into the chat, PLSfolio.com. I voted today. I voted, I'll be completely honest, I voted from two devices, my computer and my phone. So what a crash. Shaq O'Neal. Yeah, let's have a look at that. Well, it wasn't. All right, let me allow me to interject some less inflaming language. Yes, price crash. However, it's one person. It was one person. He's taken some profits. He was up like 300x. He throws a few $1,000s at this currency, then he goes up 300x. He's taking some profits. We're all going to be there. I just don't know that. I kind of want to talk to Zen, the founder, about this. Like, are we, when we take profits, are we going to wreck the chart like he did? And I think he's done. Actually, we can have a look at that. Yeah. He had, the last time was on Saturday. He had 1.27 billion tokens. 5 by 7. Okay, David. Good morning. 2 p.m. Eastern. FOMC rate news. That'd be at the top of the next hour. 2 p.m. Eastern, I think. Let's see. That'd be 1 Central, 12 Mountain. Okay, 12. So 2 hours. It'll be after. We'll be long gone. Hopefully, we'll be long gone, and then we'll get the rate cut news. The rate news. Okay, I'm not saying, I shouldn't say, and we should not assume they're going to cut rates. Let's have a look at this guy's wallet, since Shaq O'Neal brought it up. We might have to go back. Let me hit the back button because I have his wallet. I think this is the guy. Check it out. 37 DC. Yeah, 37 DC. He had, like last Saturday, he had 1.27 billion. So he has sold, or this wallet has sold 1 billion tokens. And I'm pretty sure this is the same one that I pulled up last Saturday. But we can look at the transactions. What has he been up to? Selling pTGC. He's been moving into Fed, FDIC, PDI, Pulse. Let's see, from pTGC to PDI. This is yesterday. When I was looking at, he hasn't really done anything since yesterday. At least this gentleman. So, but yeah, pTGC into PDI. What else? Well, I know I saw he had a lot of Pulse, but FDIC and Fed, and I don't know what else. He was like last Saturday. He was rotating into some other tokens. But look at Hex right now. This is the 4-hour chart. It was looking nice and juicy. Wow, it broke 3. When was the last time it was 3/10 of a penny? A long time ago. Wow. Yeah, let's see. May of 2025, over 1 year. No. Oh, the 2025, sorry. May, see, June, July, August, September, 4 months ago. It was 3/10 of a penny. So EHEX is doing wonderfully. Bitcoin is still hanging around 115, Ethereum hanging around 4,500. This is getting old, guys. Is it not getting old? PLS hanging around 404. pTGC hanging around 303. And it goes on. UFO is on sale. Yeah, having some good conversations about UFO this morning with a buddy of mine. And look, this guy rotates into FDIC and it's down 27%. I agree with you, Snowflake. I wouldn't chase EHEX either. It'll dip again. Yeah. Man. Yeah, he literally rotated into FDIC. What about, how is PDI doing? I know it's on here. Well, it's up 2%, but probably because he bought tokens. That's probably what happened there. Well, what else is happening? Richard Hart posted yesterday. I haven't even read it, or maybe he posted this morning. I am liking that logo right there. That's cool. I can put my finger on there. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. And the banner, okay, I got to start doing that every single time. Please follow me. Like this video, subscribe to my channel. What else? You got to go to and follow me on X, and then follow me on TikTok if you have a TikTok account. The dip keeps dipping. I know. And I need to get those shortcutted into here so you guys can actually and go, and also join my Telegram. I need to add that to the banner. Join my Telegram. And I'll pop the link in here. I created a Telegram, guys, for not to take away attention from the main account, but to onboard people into PulseChain and into the Grace. So it's a two reasons for my Telegram. Well, the one root reason is to get them into that token right there. Those two right there, actually. That's why I created it. But if you guys want to jump in there, the whole point is to have a conversation about positive only conversations about the Grace currencies to entice people into these assets. We owe it to the people coming to PulseChain. In my opinion, we owe it to them to help them land on the best assets on the chain. And that's pTGC and UFO. So I'll get some hot buttons going. Let me write that down so I can get those into the chat. And then I got to add my Telegram. But if you watch the banner, you guys can't copy the link. That's the thing. But you can go find me on TikTok, Twitter, and you already found me on YouTube. So fix banner, add banner. Hold on, guys. Add TG to banner. I'm not going to do it right now while I'm streaming, but I'll take a note while I'm streaming. Yeah, that's really my goal, guys. And I'm going to beg for your interaction on socials, guys. Please, interact. You like, comment, repost, all that stuff. So I'm really putting forth the effort to bring people into our ecosystem. I know all of you guys are Grace currencies guys. I am too. We're going to bring people in, and because like I said, we owe it to them to land on the Grace. And then what's going to happen with price? Okay. So help me out with that if you would. And I did finally get my Shaka. You'll like this if you're watching. I got my channel is what do you call it? Monetized now. And that will help with algorithm. Okay. I put that off for the longest time because it's such a pain in the butt. You can't just call YouTube. You know what I mean? You've got to go through all these hoops. I had to use AI to help me. Screenshot, paste. What do I do next? The pain in the, you know what? So I'm now monetized. If you guys give, no, I'm not asking you for, I don't need you guys. My wife gets excited if you guys give me a super chat. Well, I get a little excited too, but honestly, like Mike Go, welcome. Lemonade, good to see you. I want the algorithm to do its thing and draw people into this YouTube on my channel. So this is what I'm doing, guys. I'm creating, we're leveraging Richard Hart's the momentum that he is creating for PulseChain. You know, he's sending out, I don't know how many, I got to confirm this, like, well, a lot of mailers are going into mailboxes. And so, and you know, everybody is on socials nowadays. So I'm trying to intercept them. So it's like Richard Hart spent the money. We're going to spend the time and try to attract these people over. And the way I'm doing that is, and I'm kind of, you know how you get an idea, you get into something, and then you kind of figure it out as you go. Well, my intention right now is to create 3 videos a day. And I have yet to, I managed to get it in yesterday. I still got to do it today. 3 videos a day. 1, just a crypto basics, you know, how to, you know, why crypto, that sort of thing. And then a PulseChain video and a Gray's currencies video. If I can get those 3 up, and then all 3 will go on TikTok, and maybe 1 or 2 on Twitter, and maybe all 3 on YouTube. But that's the plan. Short videos, those short ones, the 30 seconds that people like. And yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm excited for what it can do for the Gray's currencies and PulseChain and everybody else. There's a Tam Hex. Do you guys know her? She's been beating on doors trying to get people over to PulseChain too, educating. And Crypto Stylist and I, we're doing so tomorrow I'm doing the PulseChain help desk by myself, and it takes like 20-30 minutes. And then Saturdays, Crypto Stylist is helping me with that, and that is going to draw people over too. And of course, at the end of that, we're going to pitch them on pTGC and UFO lightly and send them into the Telegram. You know, that's their call to action. Join my Telegram, and then you're gonna, you know, have a group of people that you can ask all your questions to in my Telegram. Crypto experts, not just the Prairie Banana. I don't consider myself a crypto expert. I'm like a crypto nut that just wants to tell the world about crypto, but that doesn't mean I'm an expert at it. But Adi Low, welcome. Hello, future multimillionaires. And you got that correct, man. You got that correct. And you get it correct every single time. I don't know when you started doing that, but you're right. Multi-millionaires. I mean, it ain't a millionaire. A million ain't enough nowadays. It was with my parents' generation. A million was the dream. And now it's got to be like 1.2, 1.52 or more. Multiples is better. Okay. Have you ever penciled out your life? Have you ever figured out how much you would need per year if you could just retire and do what you wanted to do and live for the rest of your life? Let's say you're going to live till you're 80 and you're 40. You're going to need 40 years of expenses. If you need 100 grand per year, 40 times 100, yeah, that's 4 million before taxes, tithe, anything like that. Unforeseen expenses, 4 million. Yeah, man. What about, oh man, that's we could go, is 10 million pTGC enough? We go down a lot of tangents, man, about, you know, finances and that sort of thing. Is 10 million pTGC enough? Hold up. We don't know. Daniel, welcome to the channel. We don't know, but I will tell you that we have had, I could show you, there's so many that if you run scenarios, Daniel, there are some scenarios where let's just talk about one right now. Okay. I got to confirm the number of mailers. Yeah. Isn't that something? I need a calculator to calculate that. Have you ever tried streaming and calculating at the same time? It just don't work. Yeah, man. Good thing pTGC and UFO rewards you more every day. Absolutely. So, Daniel, let's run through a scenario. We don't know. I don't know exactly how many mailers are going out, but let's say it's 10 million. Hey, you get 10 million. Is 10 million pTGC enough? Let's just say, because I've heard a couple different ranges. Let's just say it's 10 million. And let's say the response is 2%. Shaq O'Neal, you're funny, man. Let's say the response is 2%. It could be more. It could be less. I think like an industry, a high number in the industry is 3.5%. So let's just say 2%. I did a poll in Telegram like a week ago that indicated that all the people in crypto now, which are the diehards, okay, they injected $24,000 on average into crypto in the first 6 months. Okay, first 6 months, not the first week. 6 months. This mailing campaign is supposed to last a number of months. So I reduced that to 12,000 because all those guys, they've been here for grinding for years, practically. Okay, so $12,000. If the people coming over bring $12,000 with them on average, yeah, and that was the average because I put it into ChatGPT, screenshot, put it in there. Like, chat, what's the average of all these people? Because I had bracketed ranges, right? And it was 24,000. Reduced it to 12,000 over 6 months. And let's see, we're going to get my thoughts together. Oh, 2% response rate. And that would mean $2.4 billion of buy pressure on the chain. Okay. If that number of people brought $12,000 into PulseChain, that would be $2.4 billion of buy pressure. That's not counting any sell pressure, but it's also not counting any organic growth just from how the network, the chain would grow naturally. It also doesn't count for getting distracted. It doesn't account for, well, there's a lot of things ain't accounted for. All right. This is just raw numbers. 2.4 billion. That would send, I'm going from memory here. That would send PulseChain 70,000x. And if pTGC did a 5x on that, it's 350,000x. And do the math. Do the math on your own. Take your calculator and multiply 70,000 times the price of PulseChain right now. That's what the raw numbers would indicate. So is 10 million pTGC enough? We have been advocating just in case bags for everyone. Everyone on PulseChain right now, and everyone coming into PulseChain needs to, not financial advice, get a just in case bag of pTGC. And you might want to throw some UFO in there also. Okay. I mean, a just in case bag right now then that's 1 million tokens. So you are Daniel, that'd be a 10x of the just in case bag. Just in case bag, I think that'd be $310 right now. Let's see, 1 million tokens. $316 before tax, before fees. Okay. So if you want an even million, buy 1.05 million tokens minimum. Okay. I mean, if you can, and who can't scrounge up $316 plus the 5% fee? Okay. If I didn't have pTGC, I'd be scouring couch cushions. I'd be looking in the little change door in your car. I'd be going, I had to beg, borrow, steal. No, don't do that. But find you some cash. Sell some stuff on eBay, Craigslist. Get you a part-time job or a part-time business and get you a just-in-case bag. Because if that scenario happened, the 350,000x, do you realize that would put pTGC at a lot of money? I'm not even going to mouth the number that my calculator gave me when I did that experiment. I was like, what? So now we need to balance that out with a little bit. Is that probable? I just don't know. Is it possible? It is absolutely possible, but I don't know that it's actually probable. So, all right. Shaq O'Neal, I'm going to tell you man to man, bring positivity to the chat. Okay. Bring positivity. What's up, Extra Pulse X? How you doing, man? 10 million pTGC, 100 million UFOs, dream chasing bags. Is dream chasing bags. Yeah, absolutely could be. ID, we are not in the place in the market where we should be according to the cycle. That could be a good thing. However, today is the start of the cycle. What we was waiting for since long time. Melt face are on the way soon. I hope you're right, ID. Sure, you're monitored. Oh, you can't see where it is. Well, it might be because I created this before, I actually got monetized. So I'll keep an eye on it. Thank you for mentioning something. You're texting without your glasses. Oh, somebody tell me if I'm monetized. Can you guys tell? The volume and staking rewards today were great. Yay. I like that. Let's have a look at that volume. Let's do that. Let's go take a field trip. Field trip. At Shaq O'Neal. Shaq O'Neal. Cut it out, or I'm going to find a way to block you or something. I just don't appreciate the negative. The negativity is conflicting with my attitude, and I can bring it. If I have a great attitude, and if you're going to be a wet blanket, you got to go. Let's have a look at secretobank.com. Secreto Bank, pTGC. Well, let's look. This is cool because what happens is, let me remove this comment here because, yeah, we're getting back to it. Okay, I'm kind of marking where I'm supposed to be in the chat. Now, I reset this yesterday and the volume was 277,000. Let's refresh it and see what we got. I want to make a note on the pTGC EHEX pair, which was 6,700 yesterday. Let's refresh this. I love Secreto Bank. It is such a simple tool. 677. I love it. And look, that volume on the EHEX pair was double. Oh, yeah, man. Okay, let's go to UFO. Yes, UFO is probably going to be what? Maybe 500, 400. Yesterday, it was 41,000. And the EHEX pair had, where is it? Well, let's just go. Oh, there's the EHEX, 16,000 right there. You guys see that? 41,000 in volume. Let's refresh it. Maybe it's not 400,000. It's 121. About the EHEX EHEX volume is 39,000. Yay. That's good. All right, let's get back in the chat. So I think what happens, guys, when I stream, we have a conversation and we chat and stuff. And then I end up going to the presentation. We're 24 minutes into this. pTGC has a potential to hit easy $10 billion market cap this cycle. I agree. If PulseChain Eco does 1,000x, this ecosystem is going to go crazy. If PulseChain does 1,000x and pTGC has a history, well, in the last year, we're up. Let's look at it. Because I think we got down into the 8s. And yeah, we're at 7.5. My favorite metric is being crushed. It's all good. We will rebound. WPLS, here. Look at that. We're rebounding in the last day, but we did get down to 7, below 7. But this is the thing. We have been moving up against Pulse at about 7 from year to year, just date to date. We were up at 22. We were up to 22 Pulse per pTGC. Now we're down to 7.5. So if Pulse were to do 1,000x and pTGC continued, moving up against at the same rate, somebody told me I need to talk into the side of my mic. Then, let's call it a 5x. That'd be 1,000 times 5,000x for pTGC. Get your calculator out and multiply it times the price. And you might want to be sitting down before you do it. If PulseChain Eco does, we just did that one. Jick bag of 1 million pTGC. If it hits $1, you'll be thanking yourself later. Absolutely. And this, guys, I'm going to tell you, this was probably 3 or 4 or 5 months ago. Somebody told me, I think we're going to be, and this is somebody I respect. He's done his homework. He's like, we're going to be flying past 10 cents on our way to $1. But this is months ago. And I think it's the certainty or the probability. The probability of that is more likely now than it was back then. Why do I think that? Mailers, direct mail marketing, a founder, Richard Hart, that's not going to take mediocre. Yeah, I hear you, man. Well, one more, I'm giving him a chance. One more and he's gone. EX taking off makes me even more bullish on UFO, to be honest. EX. Yeah. I'm with you, man. Greetings, Alpha X over. That's a fun one to try to say. And J-Dub took out and sold my EHEX UFO farm earlier this year to pay some bills. Feels bad, man. Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear that. We do what we got to do, and the results you'll be fine. You're gonna make it. Everybody gonna make it. Wagmy. I had to find out what that stood for. I was like, chat, what do they mean? What do they mean by Wagmy? We are all going to make it. We're all gonna make it. Like, share, subscribe, people. That's the least we can do. That is so true, man. Like, yeah, like if you just like the videos, but I go into videos and I forget to like. It's like we had to develop the habit, and that's why I say something. Hex Elvis, I watch that ratio to buy more pTGC. Good idea. Provide, what do you think? NFA, the multiplier against Pulse will be 5 to 10x realistic. Is it too bearish? That's a toughie, Justin. Okay. B-Roots thinks it's going to be 250x. He thinks that pTGC is going to 250x, go 250x over PLS this cycle. But, we've only been to 22, and now we're down to 7. We have a lot of ground to cover. I mean, I would like to think, listen, if you've already got a multiple of 5, you already have a multiple of 5. Okay. I'm talking to you, but I'm really talking to myself. Like, why be greedy? And if PulseChain does 100x, and I don't think it's going to do 100x, I think it's going to do a lot more. You take 100 times 5, that's 500x times the current price, which is 0.3. Is it 303? That's a 15 cent pTGC. That's a very modest number, in my opinion. That's a good price target. That's 15 cents. But then if you throw some more multiples in there, like a 6x or a 10 or a 20 or 250, I mean, and then You know, if you increase your minimum price target for PLS, it just you know how multiplication works. It's called multiplication because it multiplies. So, in my opinion, a 5x is very very modest, but we kind of got to start there. So 5x, maybe 100x. That's like minimum. Hey, there's your 15. That's 15 cents, and that's a 500x. $1 becomes $500. $1,000 becomes $500,000. Yo, or that $300 jig bag becomes 300,000. Is that 300? Maybe I got my math wrong. I'm streaming. pTGC is going to 15 cents as possible, even without Pulse doing a 10x. Right there, man. Absolutely. Absolutely. Brett Powers. How you doing, man? Let's go. All right. If there's any more chat, just get it out of your system right now. Because we're about to start explaining the greatest currencies. And thanks to Mr. If I may, Mr. Extra Pulse X, I'm actually going to flip. I almost did it today. I'm going to flip my presentation. Just let me know if I'm not okay saying this. If you know, I don't think he minds. But I'm going to rotate my presentation and we're going to start doing UFO first. Why? It's simpler. And I don't know why it didn't hit me sooner. UFO is a much easier protocol to explain. So why start with the complicated one and go to the easy one? I'll tell you why. Because Mr. Right Brain here, Mr. Right Brain, I'm pretty sure I'm a right brainer, is like, I got to work in chronological order, right? The first one to launch, of course, we start with that one. Not anymore. Not no more. We're going to start with the simple one. And besides, I'm bullish on both. Bullish on both of them. But I might be a little more bullish on one of them versus the other one. Maybe the one that I start with next time. So long as I can get this going. So I want you guys to understand something when you're looking at a chart. And I really, really like the idea of starting with UFO, but we're going to just follow the script as we've got it laid out today. So we are officially starting the presentation on the Gray's currencies at 33 minutes. But you guys can chat, have a time, ask me any questions, and please ask me any questions, especially if you're new. If you are new, jump into my Telegram. Jump into that's my Telegram. But there's another Telegram you can jump into. Oh, whoops. And that is, let me get this. Hold up. That's the main we call it the main Telegram, the Gray's Currency Telegram. You can ask your questions in any of them. I'd say my Telegram's more for if you want to, help me onboard people into PulseChain and into the Grays. How much pTGC is available for sale currently? That is a good question. Let's go find out. Let's do it. Do it. I can hear my teenage daughter. Do it. All right, let's, I am showing my screen. All right, this is what you do. You go to look into ptgc.com and let's see, you go to the dashboard. So we're on the dashboard now, and then you're going to scroll down, hit view charts. Then you're going to select right here and pooled tokens in LP. And on pTGC, we have, I was going to say about 11 billion. 11 billion pTGC are pooled up in the pools. You see that extra? There you have it, man. How about that? We got that one answered. One down. How many to go? How many? All right. So the one thing that I want you guys to understand is ratios, which are very critical in crypto. Helped onboard somebody to pTGC last week. They got themselves a bag, and then They sold it yesterday. I'm like, why? You just lost money, dude. Well, he doesn't understand ratios either, because I tried to explain it to him that at this time last year, it cost 1 pulse per pTGC. It was 1-to-1 essentially at this time last year. Now we are 7+, pushing 8+, been as high as 22 pulse per pTGC. That means pTGC has a tendency, a long history of running up against PulseChain. So, I mean, if you want to hold PulseChain, honestly, I'm going to tuck some away into a wallet and just forget about it. But, why would I not rotate everything into the asset that is moving up against everything? And that's what I'm about to show you on this chart. The way you do it, guys, is you go to the pTGC chart, and it's always going to pull it up in USD. Let's do another little field trip. Let's look at pTGC on the monthly in USD. I have to change this to the monthly. And this is something you can do with all assets on the chain. Look at them, how they're performing in USD, and then move the chart, flip it to WPLS on the monthly. Now this chart, pTGC, is up and to the right in USD and WPLS. I want to show you one example. Let's pick on, I want to pull up another token that has a long history and look at it. Is this the OG teddy bear? I never know if that's the teddy bear. I think there's one. Let me sort this by. I'm going to give you guys an example. I think this is the OG one. Hold up. Yeah. Well, I can tell by when it was launched. How old is it? 2 years. Okay, perfect. Let's look at teddy bear on the monthly in USD. Up and to the right. Great. I mean, who doesn't want to hold the token that's up and to the right? Now let's look at it in WPLS. I have not done this before, honestly. Let's look at it on the monthly. It is up and to the right. Well, I picked the wrong one. But now if you, okay, that's one experiment you can do. Oftentimes what you will find, guys, is when you go look at other tokens, they might be up and to the right in USD, but in WPLS, they might be, so when you're looking at stuff to get into, look at both. And then when you're looking at tokens that are perhaps bonded with pTGC, go to that pair, like a hex. Let's look at that one. That's on topic. Let's look at the pTGC hex pair, whether it's eHex or. So what you'll do is you go down here and you select other pairs, and I'll be with the chat in just a minute, guys. So let's look at pTGC hex. I kind of want to look at the eHex because I'm not going to spend a lot of time trying to find it, though. I'm just going to go to this hex pair right here. And let's look at it on the monthly. Up and to the right in US, but this is pTGC. Let's look at it in terms of eHex. In terms of eHex, that's not bad either. It's because it's moving up. This is, I get confused. This is pTGC's performance against eHex. You guys see that? I mean, let's pull this back up. It's since the second month, pTGC is up against eHex 35,000%. Why? I mean, the thing of it is if you had flipped your eHex into pTGC in November of 2023, you'd be up 35,000% in your eHex. 35,000%. Woo! It just boggles my mind, man. How much Pulse has the Dow accumulated for future purchasing? Appreciate all you do. Thank you, Crypto Wash. I appreciate you for asking the question. Well, let's look at the Dow. Do another little tangent here. Let's add to the stage. And there's more. I think there's another wallet available for the Dow, 257 million PLS. I need to figure out the other wallets, So I'm not going to be able to thoroughly answer your question, Crypto Wash. So I apologize for that. Because I think it's about, I want to say it's like 15 billion, dude. I think it's 15 billion. Ratios matter more so than anything else in crypto besides liquidity. Yeah, man. That's so I hear. I cannot conceptualize it, Actually, I can. Yeah. But I can't articulate it. And yes, I absolutely agree. Can you imagine if pTGC hit $5 to $10? Yes. The amount of millionaires that would be minted? Yes. The amount of billion. Okay, there's several classifications of millionaires. There's a millionaire, which is between 1 to 9. And there's a decamillionaire, which is between 10 and 99. Then there are centimillionaires. Then there are billionaires. Yes, I can imagine. That's where my head goes. Moon soon? It's all up to us, man. TS Pedro, it's all up to you and me. Moon soon. Oh, man. Let's see what happens in 90 minutes with the FOMC. That'll be nice. And I'm going to tell you, we are at an interesting confluence of several different things. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I heard this, but I hadn't had this thought yet. So I didn't really capture the snippet that I heard that gold is at an all-time high. I heard pretty confirmed, I think, from a good source that the stock market is at an all-time high. Sorry, guys, I just didn't go check. But these are things that I've heard. I know Bitcoin and Ethereum are in all-time high territories. Okay, now, so we have like people investing, getting excited, and putting their money into speculative, crypto, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. And at the same time, the rates might get cut. So what could perhaps happen, in the next, what could happen when we cut the rates and everybody's investing? It could go really crazy. And then if you're in my chat and you caught that video by, I want to say it was like a 17-minute video or something like that. This guy was explaining, man, I wish I watched the stinking thing twice. He was explaining how he thinks that the cycle, like we're not even all in altcoin season yet. He's like, the cycle hasn't even started yet, guys. And I'm in a little group and we're thinking that the cycle's going to be, more like, the last time this happened, the last time we had such a confluence was several years ago, and it caused an extended cycle, like a 12-month cycle. So we could be in for that. And I would love that. I would love to have an extended cycle. I think that'd be great. Sorry, I'm getting ideas. I shouldn't be getting ideas while I'm streaming. All right, guys. So ratios, absolutely important. They really helped me to get my positions amplified in pTGC, because once I saw that some of the tokens I was holding were being outperformed by pTGC, I exited a lot of my stuff and I just put it in. Yeah, that's risky, but we're already in a risky asset class, and I guess I just amplified the risk. But I hold some other stuff. I do. I'm not foolish. I hope we all think we're not foolish, right? So pTGC are an index of the best assets on the chain, and here's my representation of it. Ooh, where's my representation of it? Well, I need to like label my slides properly. Oh, I got to scroll down. There we go. You guys remember this from Sunday? There's the Grays NRH course, a chart that was current to the end of July. As soon as pTGC hits an all-time high, or goes past the previous all-time high, we're going to get an update on this chart, guys. Just saying. Now, here's my graphical representation of the index tokens. You got pTGC and UFO in the middle. They are most heavily bonded with each other. Then their next biggest bond is with PLS, the native token of the blockchain, PulseChain. Then they're bonded with many, many other assets. Not to, we got to draw a highlight to a class of asset that they're most thickly bonded with. And those are the Richard Hart tickers: Hex, eHex, Pulse, PulseX, and Inc. Basically 5. And those are the ones, if there's any assets on PulseChain that are going vertical this cycle, it's probably going to be those. And we are bonded with them. And if you will look at the ratios, like we talked about just a few minutes ago, of pTGC and any of those assets, you will see that pTGC and UFO are outperforming those assets. And I'm not being unkind. I am absolutely behind Richard Hart and what he's doing. I've been following him for quite a while. He's quite the guy. He forked PulseChain, gave us this opportunity, and gave us a big old airdrop. And we love his assets, all of his core assets. We love them. We hold them, and we bond with them and burn them in the Grays ecosystem. Okay, I've got his core assets in LPs, my own LPs, with UFO, and we have burned a lot of his tokens. So, but the fact is, well, we're performing better than his assets just because we're leverage of them. Okay, and I don't think I hope he doesn't mind if we crush it against his assets, but I'm sure he wants to win. So there's your index. There is your graphical representation of the index. And we already looked at secretobank.com, so we're going to skip that. Let's get back to the chat. Can you talk about the altcoin index and how that works, where we are in it? I'm seeing a lot more chatter about altcoin season getting ready to explode. I don't know a lot. I've heard a lot about the altcoin index. I don't have it pulled up. This is how things are going to work, Justin. This is how I see it. You got Bitcoin that's going up, right? Richard Hart's top call for Bitcoin is $240,000. It's 115 right now, so we have room to grow over 100 if we get to his top call. Okay, so Bitcoin is the only true coin. Oh, excuse me. I'm so sorry. All the rest are altcoins. So Bitcoin and it's the alpha, right? Everybody wants Bitcoin. I don't care for it. Maybe at the top of the cycle, Justin, if we crush it in pTGC, I will be inclined to perhaps get a position in Bitcoin because, it's the alpha. And then the way the cycle works is after altcoin season, I'm getting ahead of myself. Altcoins crash, Bitcoin starts its run up. But this is how it works. Liquidity will flow from the stock market into Bitcoin, from Bitcoin into Ethereum. This is how it generally works. And so Bitcoin runs up, and while it's running up, Ethereum's running up also, but liquidity starts flowing from Bitcoin eventually into Ethereum, right? And then as these assets are going up, they're reaching the top. This is my explanation, okay, guys? And then as they're reaching the top, Bitcoin tops out, and then people from Ethereum holders, they start rotating out into altcoins like pTGC, PulseChain, all right? So as Bitcoin's topping out, Ethereum's topping out, and they're taking the profits into the Ethereum, then altcoins Well, Ethereum's an altcoin too, but pTGC in particular is what we're excited for people to come into, right? PulseChain. That's how the cycle works in my mind, and I think it's pretty close. Big green candles on PulseChain in general, and specifically pTGC, will probably attract a lot of that money from Ethereum, right? Correct. People chase green candles. Yes. Yep. They're going to chase the green candles on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then they're going to be like, woohoo, we made a bunch of money over here. And they're going to take their gains and bring them down into the altcoins, because they're going to be like, well, can't make any more money over here in Bitcoin and Ethereum, but we can over here. You know, that's how the cycle goes every time. I'm not saying that's how it's going to happen, because this is crypto and anything can happen. But that is what has historically happened and probably will. All right. Oh, what is next? The difference between pTGC and UFO. What is the difference between pTGC and UFO? Let's have a look. pTGC is 5% burn, UFO 6%. And their LPs are different. Like pTGC's is burnt, UFO is all user provided. They have different ages, different amounts burned, and different wallet counts. There is one of these tokens that, in my estimation, is undervalued, and that would be UFO. You can literally buy 5 times more supply of UFO right now than you can pTGC. And I'm bullish on it. I'm bullish on both of these tokens. I mean, guys, both these tokens are going to crush it. They're most thickly bonded with each other, but UFO has been around for a shorter period of time. So we don't know. It has not been proven what it could do in a full-on bull run. And I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic that it could perhaps blow the pants off of pTGC. Wouldn't that be an upset? I'd love it, man. I hold both of these. By the way, if you think I have an opinion for UFO because I hold more, it's probably not. It's probably not true. I have a little more UFO than pTGC, but I have just about equal positions in each of these. So, yeah. Okay. Liquidity totals. Here's liquidity. Now check this out. And this was last month. Okay. This was in August. pTGC's total liquidity was 9.8. No. Oh, I get confused. Yeah, the total is in the green. 9.8 million. UFOs is 15 million. So not quite a double, like a third more. And then the RH cores, UFO has more liquidity with RH cores. And it's going to be interesting to see, because UFO's liquidity is user provided, how much liquidity, like at the end of this cycle, I'm curious to see how this ratio will perhaps change, with the RH cores. Here are the fees. And these are then you call them out. It's more like a community fee. Okay. We don't like to call them a tax because, yeah, they're technically a tax, but it just sounds bad. And it's not like an accurate representation of what is really happening. It's more like a management fee because of how the fee is divvied up. With pTGC, 2% is going to the decentralized autonomous organization. By the way, guys, the founders, developers, Prairie Banana don't get any of that DAO fee. Okay. We don't make anything off this. We make money when we all make money from holding rewards, staking rewards, lock-in rewards, and then UFO, holding rewards, and LP rewards. That's where we make our money. But nothing gets sent, to a founder or anything like that. So the DAO is always going to either burn tokens or make more LP. 1% goes to holders, 1% is paid to stakers. 0.5% burns the tokens, 0.5% pairs pTGC and Pulse and sends it to a burn address, burning that LP. UFO, 3% goes to LP providers, 1% to holders, 1% burns UFO. That's a big percentage. And then 1% burns pTGC. Another good sizable percentage. So $10. David, thank you so much. You're my first super chat with the renovation. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. That's wonderful. You found it. Cool. Wow, $10. I'm going to tell my wife. She could be so excited. Why? Just because. No other reason than just because. So funny. Liquidity totals, we covered that. And then we covered the fees, how that, oh, what does the Dow do? I don't think we touched on that enough. The Dow is always going to buy 10 pounds. Oh, 10 pounds. Gotcha. Okay. I was so excited. I don't know what's the conversion from pounds to dollars anyhow? Somebody have to let me know. The Dow is always going to do something benevolent, beneficial to the ecosystem with the Dow money, the 2% of the 5% that comes to the Dow. It's always going to burn tokens or LP. Maybe I already said that. All right. Now, one thing you got to understand in this ecosystem is that dollar. So I'm going to try to state it the same way that I saw Shaka do it in the chat yesterday. Is that dollar for dollar, you're going to get, you get more rewards. You get more rewards dollar for dollar at higher volume. More rewards at higher volume, dollar for dollar. You get less rewards at lower volume. That's basically the simplest way you can put it, is you get rewarded more money as volume goes up, less money as volume comes down. So we want volume, but we're gonna have volume. And what was the volume on pTGC today? 600, 700,000, 677,000, which is really good. But I think we're going to see a lot more because PulseChain hasn't lit up yet. And the same for UFO. Both of these tokens have seen, I think they both touched off $2 million in volume, and that was back earlier this year. And I think that is getting maybe close to what we're going to see. But when volume goes up, you get more rewards, comes down, less rewards. But when price is low, now I'm really going to confuse it. If you get confused, when price is low, dollar for dollar, you're earning more tokens. As price goes up, dollar for dollar in volume, you're getting fewer tokens, but the same value. So it's Apple's $13.50. Cool. Thank you so much, man. What was I saying? Yeah, you guys understand it. You're gonna earn more as volume goes up. Good morning, Danny Ortiz. Listening while you're working? Good deal. Appreciate you, man. Danny is one guy that comes in and just makes a comment like almost every time I stream. And Polygon too. And I think we're following each other on TikTok. pTGC and UFO to parity. We will see. Yes, we will. All right. All right, guys. We're going to talk about some alien tech. I really need to renovate my slides. I just need to move one slide over so that it will fit in the presentation better. But if I don't pin myself down and do it, then it won't happen. Okay, there are in pTGC and UFO, there's alien tech and there are superpowers. They each have, like pTGC has 2 alien techs and 1 superpower. UFO has 1 alien tech and 2 superpowers. Guys, I'm going to turn my camera off just for a second and I'm just going to talk. So pTGC's alien tech is the AMM bots, the automated market maker bots. And that there's more inflow into the system than outflow. And we're going to talk about this, okay? All this stuff, guys. We're just going to overview these superpowers. And its superpower is the locking. And pTGC's superpower is user-centric. In other words, you benefit from it. Now, in UFO, it only has 1 alien tech. The same one as pTGC. It's the AMM bots. Its superpower, though, is it has a thick LP with pTGC. And its another superpower is the share rate, which is user-centric. Okay, so they each have a user-centric superpower. And we're going to talk about all that stuff. All right, now I got to go in reverse. Beep, beep, beep. All right, here we go. There is pTGC's alien tech, because it has one alien tech. And it is that there is more going into the system than can be extracted from the system. How can we extract from the system? Well, the holders and stakers can take the rewards. And now this is only of the 5% management fee. Okay, holders and stakers can literally take all of their profits home, and that would extract 2% of the 5%. But the 3% of the 5%, 2% goes to the DAO, half is burning tokens, half is burning the LP. So you have a net retention in the system of 20%. That means there will always, as long as we have a PulseChain, because this contract will never stop, the pTGC contract, it'll never stop. We will always have a net inflow into pTGC from the management fee. Always. Forever and ever and ever, never, 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 never. Cool. That's alien tech. And what separates pTGC from other tokens, other fee-based tokens, other tokens that don't have a truly decentralized DAO like pTGC's is what separates pTGC from all the other tokens on the chain is its DAO. And the DAO allows, remember, 2% is going to the DAO to do, the DAO can do not whatever it wants with that money, but whatever proposals get passed, it can do marketing campaigns, it can do LP ads, token burns, it could buy a golf course, But the thing of it is, the DAO is comprised of all the stakers. Everybody that has staked pTGC can participate in the DAO. Now the top 500, only the top 100 pTGC stakers can submit proposals. And when those proposals pass with 65%, then they get the DAO treasury money, no more than 100 million tokens, Pulse, and then they execute on the proposals. That's how it works, basically. But this DAO takes advantage of opportunities, and we have opportunities pop up all the time. What else do we have? What else happens on chain? Negativities. Sometimes negative things happen, and the DAO can pivot and avoid some negative things. Now it has limited funds, okay, but it has like 15 billion PLS in it right now. What's the value of 15 billion PLS right now? And by the way, Shaq O'Neal, if you're still watching, I appreciate you. Appreciate your response very much. 15 billion PLS. This is how you do it, guys. If you guys didn't know this, I learned this from another streamer. You put in, oh, there it is. Oh, no, that's not right. 15, that's 15 million. 15 billion PLS right now. If that's the true, whatever is in the treasury is $621,000. Guys, the pTGC DAO has hundreds of thousands of dollars at its disposal to do with whatever these geniuses that got in before I did, these top 100 stakers decide to do. And what are they going to want to do? Whatever benefits pTGC. They're incentivized. Okay. And if there was ever any misbehavior, their wallet would be noted and they would never pass another proposal ever again, by the way. But the DAO has literally hundreds of thousands of dollars. They're going to be like, well, you know what? Somebody's been dumping pTGC today. Hey, Zen, if you're watching, it might be a great time for a buy and burn. How much you want to bet we get a tweet? Oh, the pTGC DAO just decided to burn tokens today. Watch. It'll probably happen this week. I hope so. But these guys got brains and they're incentivized to do whatever is the best thing to do with that treasury money, which is in Pulse. All that transaction, the fee gets distributed in PLS. I may have overstated that, but the stuff the money coming into the DAO is in PLS. I can say that with confidence. So the DAO is, it gives pTGC the ability of a ship on the sea versus a train on a track. Train and a track can go forward and back. That's it. But a ship, it can go anywhere. It can circumnavigate. A track just goes, those stinking trains. You can't go. If you go off the track and you're a train, you're going to be wrecked because it just does not work that way. Is the pTGC liquidity bonded with Ethereum? Robot boy. Is it bonded with Ethereum? I do not believe so, but let's have a look at Secreto Bank. Give me a second. Let's have a look, guys. Let me pop this up so you guys can look with me. pTGC, I don't think it is, but we did have that conversation a while ago. Now we don't have all of the liquidity pairs, Robot Boy, in this Secreto Bank. So it could be. That's a good question. Matter of fact, I think this is the second time I've encountered this. Do we have an LP with ETH? There, I'll find out. Because when Ethereum goes up, nothing happens with pTGC. Are you sure about that, Robot Boy? Because the last time, I'd have to look at the chart. Hey, double check for me. I mean, what happened when Ethereum ran up to $5,000? Didn't pTGC? That was like August. Oh man, we're going to go look. I've got to look. Trust, but verify. And even if it doesn't, pTGC rally before Ethereum. Okay. All right. Ethereum. Let me come up a chart. I want you guys can go here with me. That was at the end of August when Ethereum ran up. That was, August 24th. So it was running up in the, in that date range. Let's have a look at pTGC. This is a fun experiment. Thank you for drawing my attention to it. August 4th. 24th. Where is it? Yeah, pTGC was you're right. It was coming down here. Since that time, August 24th, pTGC is down 51%. Yikes. I say yikes, but you won't see me transacting, getting out of the asset anytime. You're welcome. Well, good, man. Good. Yeah, that was a fun experiment. Doesn't make me bearish. I am not selling my pTGC. Oh man, had this conversation with somebody last night. Like, even if, hold on. Even if I knew a token was going to launch and I knew the founder, I knew the tokenomics, and I knew all that stuff, and I knew it was going to be successful, blah, 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 I wouldn't rotate out of my pTGC to get into it. You know why? pTGC has been running for 2 years flawlessly. Next month on the 11th, the 11th of October, 2 years, flawless operation. And its performance has outshined everything on PulseChain. I've got a challenge it's pinned to my Twitter. Yeah, a challenge to find a token that has outperformed pTGC. Nobody has come to the table yet. Well, 2. There was Time and Oink. They came to the table, but no, they didn't meet the criteria. I do have specific criteria to meet it. I'm going to put that in the chat for you guys. That's kind of fun, And the ransom is 10 million pulls. I hope I don't have to pay 10 million pulls. That would bum me out. There you go, guys. Oh, I could show you. Yeah, I'm not going to show you. That's just fun. So yeah, bring me a token that has outperformed pTGC. I'd like to see it. The bots. Okay, that is one of the superpowers of pTGC. Is the bots, the AMM bots that are constantly arbitraging pairs day and night. When people transact in tokens that pTGC and UFO are bonded with, the AMM bots have to equal out the pairs. That's how it works on a, how do you put it? That's how it works on Ethereum, and that's how it works on the exact copy of Ethereum, which is PulseChain. The AMM bots got to do their work. And we found out a way, we figured out a way, if I may include myself, it wasn't me, figured out a way to leverage the bots to drive demand. So we have demand 24/7, like this 600 and whatever $677,000 of volume on pTGC today. How much is that is humans? How much of that is humans? How much is bots? I can't tell you, but I can speculate that I bet over half of it is bots. I bet over half of it is bot activity. That means we don't even need humans. Yeah, we don't even need humans. You're not selling either? Good deal, man. But it's not a bad idea to have bounding with the mega caps. Yeah, agreed. So come into, if you want to jump into Telegram voice chat and talk to the founder, or on Spaces, that's going to be the best place to, influence or ask or whatever about that. Probably want to bond with mega caps and stables closer to bear market. That's true also. Yeah, it's the thing. If the DAO has the ability to bond with like an Ethereum, like you said, Robot Boy, and ride Ethereum up. I have a hard time saying Robot Boy. It almost sounds like a put down. And ride Ethereum up. And I'm all for that. And they have the ability, we as the DAO have the ability to bond with Ethereum without burning the LP. Typically we burn the LP, but you could actually LP, ride it up on LP. But that would mean, I don't know. I don't know how all that would work. I'm not the person to talk to about that. Talk to Zen on Telegram or on Spaces. And here is the Telegram. There you go. There's the Telegram. So it's the bots that I fell in love with the bots. When I first came in, I was like, "Ooh, this is innovative." Yeah, man. Passive income from machines. You're welcome, Robot. I'm just going to call you Robot. Or RB. You are welcome, dude. Appreciate you. Okay, when you do, just know, when you do stake pTGC, we're about to get into the DApp. Your tokens stay in your wallet. In other words, you're going to be able to see them in there. You're going to be like, I thought I staked that stuff. You did. It's just the founder, Zen, was following Richard Hart's guidelines of maintaining custody of tokens. So even when we stake tokens, we maintain custody. Okay. It doesn't mean you can move them because you got to unstake to move, but you keep them in your wallet, if that makes sense. So you might want to move your tokens or sell them or transfer them. Yeah, move. And then you can't. And it's because 99% of the time it's because you're staked. So just go connect to the DApp and confirm that you're not staked or that you are staked, and then make note of how many tokens you're trying to move. Okay. And just, you'll figure it out. Just make sure you're not staked. All right. We are getting into the DApp. Just give me a second, guys. I got to get my DApp in front of me. Yeah, I'm not real happy with the performance against PulseChain right now. I'm one of those guys that I get very excited about stuff, and I can be perhaps overly excited. But I can also be very, just very straightforward. And like, even to the point of just telling you like it is, like our performance, pTGC's performance against PulseChain right now it doesn't give me the warm fuzzies. Okay. But I can also tell you that that does not change my long-term outlook on these tokens. Let's look at UFO in terms of WPLS. It's a little more all over the place. UFO is, oh, it came down precipitously since the end of July. It's down. So guys, just know that, you know, I am not. It's down how much? 30%. I got to be careful about my, you know, how do you put it? The sentiment that I cast, I guess. But I just want to be straight. I want to be honorable and honest, all that good stuff. So I'm probably just going to continue. Hey man, I'll talk bearish, but I'll caveat it. That does not change my long-term outlook. Let's go to the DApp. Let's shut Prairie up and get him just talking about the DApp because he's making negative comments about pTGC. Well, do you not want me to be honest? I mean, honestly now. Let's be honest. You got to be a guy that can look at both sides of a story and make your own decision, right? That's how I look at life. Let me refresh this page and try connecting again. And not make emotional decisions. We got to be careful about making emotional decisions. And we got to be able to look at the facts. The fact is, these tokens have performed magnificently for month after month after month. And if we have a few months of non-magnificent performance, it does not change the fact that they had magnificent performance for month after month after month. Let's get up. Okay, the way you're going to, the place you're going to go is, oh man, I got a hotkey here, is you're going to go to PulseTGC.com. Yeah, there we go. PulseTGC. Come on, hotkey. It's not working. What happened? Well, it's gone. PulseTGC.com. Go there, and that's the DApp. You can also use the DApp on look into pTGC.com. That one works as well. Okay, let's share the screen, and we'll walk through this. You will click on the staking button, and automatically it's going to populate you with universal totals and then your totals. Like this wallet has earned 21,138 pTGC for holding, 26,000 for staking, 10,000 for locking. Then that's total since the time that I created this wallet. And what you guys should know is that I, excuse me, I put 1 million pTGC into this wallet on February 10th, 2024, right after, you know, like a couple weeks after I got in to pTGC, and I was blowed up about what I discovered. And I was like, I'm going to make an experimental wallet so I can track some metrics. And I have been tracking a lot of metrics. So those earnings are, you know, actually it's 18 months of chart of history right there. 18 months. Okay. What's your most bearish price target for pTGC could get? What your most bearish price target pTGC could get to? Like not get to. How do you put it? J Val, a bearish price target for pTGC. I think I gave it at the beginning of the stream, but I'll recap it for you. 5x. Let's do a 2x. Let's do like really, really bad performance. 2x. 2x on pTGC. Against the L1 and a 50x. You did ask for my most bearish. Okay, there's 2x against the L1, 50x on the L1 for 100x, which would put the price at 100 times 0.30 3183 0.3183 3 cents, 3.2 cents. That's my most bearish price target. That's my most bearish. I can't get more bearish. I don't think I can get more bearish than that. Javal, sorry. That's a good problem to have, I think. There you go. Hope that helped you. Because it's up from there, man. 3 cents. There could be millionaires at 3 cents. I'm gonna tell you. There's millionaires right now, but there'll be a lot more. There'll be what did I say? There'll be 100 times more. There you go. Yeah. Stand by for more though. I'll take it. Yeah, man. Me too. I'll take it. But I want more. I mean, more is better. Listen, do you know if you get more, that means you can not so much spend more. I mean, you can only spend so much. Do you know how little it takes to live like the uber rich? Does anybody have any idea? I watched a video. I was like, I showed it to my wife. Like, you got to watch this. 350 grand a year. You can live like the ultra rich. That's private jets. That's vacations. That's the exotic car, the big house, blah, blah, blah. It was like 350 grand a year. So how much do you really need? Now, if we hit it out of the park with pTGC and UFO, and we make more than that, like a lot more, then what happens, like Prairie Banana, I like to give. And, with wisdom, you don't want to wreck people and draw attention to yourself, but, that we might have that opportunity, man. You never know. More is always better. Yeah, as long as it doesn't wreck you, because but just get your mindset. What am I going to do? What am I going to do with this influx? Use your head, think ahead. EHEX is flying up 21% again today. Guys, we're going to talk about this. If you have an LP with EHEX and UFO, go look and see if you can increase your share rate right now. Go to pulsetgc.com and look up your UFO shares. Then go to pulsex.com and see how much UFO is in that LP. If you have more UFO in that LP, you can unbond it, rebond it, and have more UFO shares. This has been happening since last Saturday. Yeah, what an opportunity. I wish I had an LP with EHEX. All right, guys. All right. Oh, yeah, we're back on the DAP. And if you need there's actually a video on my YouTube channel that walks you how to do that LP thing and increase your share rates. The share rate is what brings the money in for you. It's your rewards. And always do it on the DAP, pulsetgc.com. So this is where you go to stake pTGC. If you have liquid pTGC, select stake. Whatever you want, confirm. There is no time frame. You can let that stake run forever. You can claim the rewards. Here they are. These are sitting in the contract. When you claim them, they go to your wallet and start earning reflections. I think that's it for staking. Locking. If you have staked tokens, if they have to be staked in order to be locked, you can lock them. I don't have any staked now that aren't locked. I mean, yeah, I think that's the way to say it. But if I had, staked tokens that weren't locked, then I could put whatever amount I want of pTGC in there and select the time frame. Let's look at the time frames. We call this the locking tiers. You can lock anywhere from 90 days out to 10 years. If you lock 1 day into the next higher tier, you will earn from that tier. I recommend locking up multiple bags, not just one bag, because you can end your lock early, but you will pay a 30% penalty to unlock it early. So I chose not to compromise a large bag, and I broke my pTGC up into multiple bags. Okay, those are two of the secrets for locking. And we're going to go into some calculators at the end. I'm uber bullish on locking. locking is the superpower for pTGC. Here late, but you're here. John May, good man. Appreciate you. I know you're busy with your kids and your wife and all that stuff, unless I have you mixed up with somebody else. Appreciate you, man. So that's how you lock. Are there any questions? I went over that way too fast. And I think they're probably meeting right now. I think they're probably meeting now, or they're supposed to have an answer for us in like 35 minutes, which is noon my time. But I'm not the expert on that. I know we're going to find out today, and I'm good with that. But now I'm getting anxious, so I should go find out. But I'm busy right now. So staking, just to remind you, you can have one stake per lock. There is no time limit. You can leave your stake forever. You can claim your rewards once a week is probably enough. Any more, and you're not going to be making much benefit. Locking is a time frame, but you can leave your lock indefinitely. There is a time frame for it. And then you can, when it comes to your staking rewards and your locking rewards, you can claim all of them, and they go into, you claim them from the contract. They come from the contract into your wallet, and they start earning reflections. When you're staked and locked, let's work backwards. When you're locked, you're earning locking rewards, staking rewards, and reflections. When you're staked, you're earning staking rewards and reflections. So I ran the whole gamut, man. Almost all of my tokens are locked. I'm a locking boy. I am. And I'm going to show you guys in just a few minutes why I'm so excited about locking. You can have multiple locks per wallet. What else? You could do a locking ladder, just like you do a hex staking ladder. I built a locking ladder, and here's I'll tell you exactly how I set up my locks. I did 10-year locks, locking ladder, and 90-day locks. My 90-day locks, which are a small percentage of my entire portfolio, my pTGC portfolio, are for like profit taking. They are earmarked for life-changing games. Guys, I came in at the top of the last cycle. My life has not yet been changed by crypto, except for pTGC is the best performing asset in my wallet. So those 90-day locks, I'm just waiting till they hit a certain number, and I might go beyond that if it does. And then profit time for the Prairie Banana. That's the 90-day locks. Small fraction of my Braze currency portfolio. Then the locking ladder, my first one matures at the end of this year. And then every year thereafter out for 9 years, because I did I did a 10-year. When I first got in, I just went all the way out to the 10 years, 3,650 days. I didn't know you could lock one day in the next tier. I would have done that instead, because my 10-year locks will be mature. This February, they'll be mature in like 8 years. I'll have 8 years left. I could have been 7 years. I did 88% 10-year locks, broken up into smaller bags, 8% locking ladder. So this is much smaller bags. And then the 90-day locks, even smaller, 4%. So there you have it. And I did all that at the end of last year, and I've stacked up, additional rewards that I staked and locked also. So yeah, when you earn rewards, you can let them sit in your wallet and collect reflections, or you can stake them and earn reflections and staking rewards, and then you can let them pile up and lock them if you want to. Or you can take them home as profit, and you're not going to hurt anything by taking rewards home as profit. Every single reward in the Graze currency ecosystem has already been backed. It's backed up by LP in the LP pools. All right, let's go to. I think it's time for pTGC. Let me just check my notes. Give me a second. Yep, we got it. All right. Oh, let's talk about this. There's a big difference between reflections and staking rewards and locking rewards. The reflections and staking rewards will come into your wallet based on the volume of pTGC, and this applies to pTGC. So higher volume means more reflections and staking rewards, but it doesn't mean more locking rewards, because the locking rewards are, I don't think I talked about that as much as I should have. When you end a lock, you forfeit 30% of your principal, which goes to all of the other lockers. And people do that every now and again. You know, they give all the other lockers locking rewards. Yeah, more than every now and again, but every now and again, I would say definitely in this case, you know, where you get a big influx, that's every now and again. Every once in a while, you'll get a big unlock and everybody just gets a big old wave of pTGC coming in as locking rewards. So the difference is reflections and staking rewards are based on the price and the volume of the network today. And they're very different from locking rewards. Locking rewards are only based on token quantity. So if somebody has 1 billion tokens locked, for example, and they realize 6 months from now that they want access to that capital and that they should have broken up their lock into multiple locks, but they're like, all right, I just got to man up and do what I got to do. They're going to forfeit 300 million tokens to all of the other lockers. And if 6 months from now, the tokens are worth 15 cents or $1 or whatever the value of those tokens are, those tokens are coming to the wallets of all the other lockers. And if you had let's say, for example, you had a 1% position in the locking pool, that would be 3 million tokens. And if the price is 10 cents, well, that'd be like $300,000. And we have a history of about 400 million pTGC being unlocked in any given 30-day period. But that's old history. Recently, it's been about 330 million, I believe, recently. So somewhere in there. But locking is completely dependent upon other people to end their locks early. You just never know. But I'm bullish on it. I am a locker. It keeps the tokens. Even the staking does a little bit. I didn't even talk about the fee. We'll get back to that. I like staking and I like locking. It just, when I do that with a token, then I'm like, okay, I cannot touch that without paying a penalty. I do not want to pay any penalties. Okay. And the unlocking penalty is severe. Now, the unstaking, let's show you guys. I did not even talk about that. When you stake tokens, you can withdraw them also, by the way. You just click withdraw and you'll basically be ending the stake. And you're going to send, when you do that, you got to pay a 1% fee that goes to all the other stakers. Okay. And that fee, by the way, that 1% is just like the 30% for unlocking. It's that equivalent of, I don't know how to articulate it. But check this out. Distract you. When somebody ends their locks early, and this is cool. When somebody ends their lock early, they're going to pay a 30% fee. And then we can guess they're probably going to unlock because they want to do something with those tokens. So they're going to unstake, which is 1%, 31%. Then they're going to sell. And if you're a holder and a staker, you're going to get what is it, 1%? I don't remember the fees for pTGC. Yeah, you're going to get 1% for holding, 1% for staking. So you're going to get like, the lockers are going to get, I think, 33%. 30%. So whenever anybody unlocks, sure, you're getting 33. You're getting 30% of the unlock penalty, but you're getting an additional 3% from all the other activities this person is probably going to be doing with those tokens. The unstaking and the sending or selling, which involves the management fee. So locking it's big time. It's big time. And the calculator only factors in 30%. So you could actually add an additional 3%. We'll talk about that. I'm getting off the track. I need to get and be more like a DAO. So, John May, end of last year, then you'll have 9 years left on your 10-year, right? Well, I did 10-year locks in February of 2024. So in 2026, I'll have 8 years left. Yeah. I mean, unless I'm mistaken. If I'm confused, just let me know, dude. Okay. Hold up. Bear with me, guys. I got to get on track. Okay, we talked about that. We're going to UFO. UFO. Does anybody have... Listen, guys, if you're paying attention, if you've got an LP with UFO and EHEX and you want help, I'll do it live right now because it's that important. You can literally increase your share rate, which means you increase your yield forever. I helped a guy on Telegram. We're chatting on Telegram during Spaces last Saturday. He increased his share rate by 10. And he's probably, I got to ping him because he should go do it again. So that means 10% more yield forever. I love that. So if you want me to walk through it, let me know. I'll gladly do it. UFO is on the same dApp. Just click UFO token. You can do two things with UFO. You can hold it and you can LP it. So if you hold it and you want to LP it, select UFO liquidity pools. We'll look at the rewards in a minute. We're going here first. We're going to walk through how to do the liquidity. You need to do it on this dApp. If you do not, if you LP UFO on PulseX, you are not going to be rewarded from this dApp. So do it from the dApp and don't get yourself wrecked. Here are the 7 tokens that you can LP. pTGC, Hex, EHEX, Inc., PulseX, Pulse, and DAI. PDAI. I do not recommend pairing UFO and pTGC because you will pay the fee for both of those, going into the pool and coming out. The UFO Pulse pool, you will pay the UFO fee exiting that pool. So if you go into that pool, it might be a good idea just to stay there forever. And by the way, guys, you can remove part of liquidity, right? Do you see that? You can remove a part of your liquidity. Now, if you want to add LP, select add LP, however many tokens you want to add, and you got to have equal portions of each, and then add new liquidity, sign it in your wallet, and boom, you'll have an UFO share rate, and that's worth celebrating, in my opinion. If you get yourself a share rate, especially the first time, go buy a T-bone steak or a ribeye steak and enjoy life. And because you listen to the community and their sentiment about UFO share rates and took action. So go get you a steak, guys. Go get you a steak. I'd eat one with you. I like the ribeyes, but I'll take whatever is, especially if it's been marinated. I love a good steak. And I must be getting hungry. And I'm not eating steak today because I didn't make any UFO LPs today. Mine were made long ago. But I can tell you, my UFO LPs may never be undone because that UFO share rate is so precious to me as a cash flowing machine, cash cow. So there you go. Now we're going to go back to the top here and select UFO token. I want to go see that LP, right? You just created it. Now let's go see it. And this is also where you can see your reflection rewards. Now this is another experimental wallet where I have 1 million UFO sitting in here collecting reflections in UFO because that's the reflection token is in UFO. And it's also 1 million. I have 1 million UFO earning me PLS, and it's up to 59,000 PLS. And I have not claimed these I've never claimed these actually. Now there is something, this is the LP that I have, the only one in this wallet, UFO PLS. The share rate is 1 million UFO. You see that? The UFO shares are 1 million. That's because I put 1 million UFO into this LP. All right. So the share rate is equivalent to UFO. The share rate determines how much yield you get. The more shares you have, the bigger part of that sharing pool, the PLS pool, you will have so that you will earn more PLS. The share rate does not change regardless of any impermanent loss that you incur in your UFO or whatever asset you pair your UFO with. Your share rate will not change. And that's the genius behind the system. This is the first time this has ever been done. It's like a bookmark. The only way that you can lose your UFO share rate is if you unpair. And I'm going to show you guys Crypto Shark. Will we pay the UFO fee on exit on any other token other than PLS? The only other one, Crypto Shark, is pTGC. I'm going to reread your question. And you can, guys, I think there's a link to the white paper in the description of the video for you guys to fact check. This is going to be written into the book too. It's coming out here in a few weeks, I hope. Will we pay the UFO fee on exit on any other token other than PLS? Only pTGC. So all the other ones, no. Okay. Hope that helps. All right. And again, I have not, it is written into the white paper and the book, but I haven't actually tested it, just so you know. But I'm not going to, I believe it. I believe it. And I'm a long-term guy, so I'll be in those LPs for a long time. I'm not. But it's good to know. Honestly, I mean, listen, Crypto Shark, good question. Because if you know you're going into an LP that you have to pay the fee when you're exiting, why not go into another one that you don't? That just makes sense to me. Now, you will earn fees on this front end right here. You're going to earn fees from if you bond with these tokens. By the way, it doesn't matter which one you bond with. They're all going to reward the same. The only way they're different is on the back end, on the PulseX side. Your LP fees are going to vary from token to token. So that's a factor too. Okay. You're welcome, dude. Very much. Okay. UFO shares. What was I going to say? Oh, if you unpair, then if you unpair and there's less UFO in the LP, then you could get wrecked. You're going to have the same value, but you're going to have less UFO. But the way you could get wrecked is if you changed your mind and you're like, you know what? I want those UFO shares. And here's a little experiment that I did. You're like, if you unpaired and then you realize, oh man, I want those UFO shares so I can, because I like those rewards. Well, if you put in 1 million UFO and you exit and there's only 200,000 UFO in there, and then you want your share rate back, you're going to have to buy 800,000 UFO. And that can be a little, this, I think, diagram could be a little confusing. If you guys want to examine it, just take a screenshot. But obviously, if you go to PulseX and there's less UFO in there, you might think twice about exiting that pair, because you're literally going to have less UFO than what you put into. And if UFO share rates and passive income is your goal, then yeah, you guys see where I'm going with that point. All right. Oh, good. Oh, good. Let's go to this moon math. We need to wrap it up because I got some vids to make, man. I got some vids. And what I want to do is have vids for the next day staged. So, and I got to do a little bit of work. Dude, guys, I love the logo in the top of this thing on the upper right. You guys can see it, right? I think it's cool. Let me know. Is the banner that's scrolling across, is that too much for you guys? Watch this. If it's like distracting, then I can do something about it. It's real easy. I can make it go away. I think it's cool, but it may not be from a viewer's perspective. So if it's not, just tell me. Let's go to the moon math, guys. Moon Math is on lookintoptgc.com. Here's the dashboard. Let's go to the dashboard. I gotta wet my whistle. Hold on. We are going to browse the dashboard real quick today. We haven't done that in a long time. Here's the amount of tokens burned. We're at 12.7 now, guys. So the total supply has been burned. Let's see. In the last 6 hours, we've burned 3 million. Yo, every one of those tokens will never earn another reflection or stake and reward. Never, ever, ever. All right, guys. There's something. Is it not in here? I always got to talk about this. Oh, I put it down here. All right, guys. Give me a second. Give me a second, please. I got to, because I need to, I think I skipped this the last time we talked. And this is so important. It's so important for you to understand. These are the golden goose of crypto. This pTGC and UFO that you discovered, they're the golden goose of crypto. They're the checkmate of PulseChain. They're deflationary. You earn rewards just for holding them. Okay. Deflationary supply, inflationary holdings. As your holdings increase and the supply decreases, you will be earning more rewards. You can literally sell all of your rewards. As long as you don't touch your principal, you can literally sell your rewards and you will continue to earn more rewards, which is a reason I have decided to be content with the bags that I got. I got to a certain level and I was like, I'm good. I'm good. I'm a patient man. I'm in my 50s. I'm like, I can wait for that supply to come down and I'm just going to hodl and enjoy the rewards. But I'm not against stacking up and dollar cost averaging more. But I literally been stacking up all year. So that's one of the amazing things about this system is you can sell all of your rewards and you will continue to earn even more rewards. And I wanted to make sure that I conveyed that to you guys. Every single token that gets taken off of the market, 15 million in the last 24 hours, will never earn another reflection. Here's the metrics. There's the price, down 4% in the last 24 hours. The volume is 701,000. Here's our liquidity, $6.9 million in LP. 31x to a penny, guys. We're so close. Here's the 7-day average volume, 30, 90, and 100-day. So the average has gone up. Wow. We're above the 180-day average right now. That's cool. Here is the APY. I don't know if you guys, that's not, I mean, it looks like, oh, 24 hours much more than the recently. But anyhow, that's not like a super juicy APY, but APY is very difficult to determine in this ecosystem. pTGC fee allocation in the last 24 hours is $33,000, which is a third of the $93,000 for the last 7 days. $1.9 million in the last 180 days, and that's the fee, the management fee, okay? UFO, how many tokens have we burned in the last 24 hours? 37 million. I love it. 8.46% of the supply. There's the price down a fuzz in the last 24 hours. There's your volume. Yay. It's getting better. 390x to a penny. 390x. Here's our fee allocation for the last 24 hours, $7,000. $895,000 in the last 180 days. I'm looking forward to UFO having another big run up. I'm excited about that. And there's your, that's where all the fees go. $3,700 to LP providers. And then, yeah. I'm going to recommend that you guys jump into my stream, my monthly stream with Zen. We're going to be streaming about the stats. And that's such a good stream. And it's on my, if you guys want to look at the last one, we reviewed the stats, and there's some interesting stuff in there about the fee allocation and everything. So just to kind of help you, especially if you're a data head numbers kind of person, you're going to, not now, man. Somebody's trying to call me on Telegram. It's the first time he's ever tried to call me, and I just had to block him. I'm going to tell him I'm streaming right now. I'm streaming. I've never even talked to this guy. Looking forward to chatting with him. Let's go to the moon math calculator. Moon math. Give me some moon math. Let's go with that bearish. I'm going to do, okay, I did not voice the, I didn't voice about what the postcards could do. Well, let's go from a bearish 2x factor to 50x on pTGC, I mean on a pulse. That's our 100x. That sends the price to 3 cents. You guys ready for this? I think this is what I did for, and that was, let's see, it was 70,000. I remember it was 70,000 X. Oh, that's what it's right here. 70,000. It's probably this one. I think it was this one. 70,755 X is what? $12,000 from a 2%. You know, what I talked about at the beginning. Let me get this going. You guys ready? I don't know if you're ready for this. This would be like over the top. So the point is, I'm going to tease you guys. Totally going to tease you guys. The point is, in my estimation, we're going to be somewhere between these two numbers, the 3 cents that we saw and this big number that you're about to saw. Watch. There you go. I won't even breathe it. I won't breathe it. What's your price prediction for pTGC this cycle? Somewhere in there. That's a good, I'm going to tell you. We're here to speculate. That's some good speculation right there, man. Oh, anywhere between 3 cents and $110. Yeah. Yeah, man. Oh, it's just anywhere in there. What if we're half? What if we're somewhere? Well, you know what the middle of 3 cents to $110 is? What if we're 90% wrong on 110? Right. $1. $1. Make sure I got that right. Oh. $0.10. I'm streaming. I can't do math. What if we're 90% wrong? What if we're 99% wrong? You know, so whatever. There you go. There's a moon math, guys. It's getting exciting around here. Calculator. We got to get back to. We're going to do the volume. Remember, this is a protocol that rewards users, holders based on volume of the network. So here we go. We're going to the. Oh, sorry. We're going to the. Where is that? Where's the? Oh, I'm sorry. Reflections. We're going to put in a token amount of 100 million because it's easy for everybody to, you know, equivalate their bags to. We're going to go into experimental mode, simulating $10 million in volume. The APY on that would be 39%, $34 a day, or 107,000 pTGC per day. That'd be pretty juicy, eh? Now that's $10 million in volume on a 100 million pTGC bag. Now you can get 5 times the amount of UFO versus pTGC. So we're going to make this 500 million tokens, same volume. APY increases to 156%. Daily yield increases to $54. And now let's go to the lock calculator. This is my favorite, my absolute favorite calculator. Now there's actually, we need to update this. There's actually 132 billion locked up. The average last year, let's tone this down, because honestly, the average has been about 333 million. So let's just be big boys and go with the current average. And then let's say we go to $1. It's very simple. I just keep it really good round numbers for everybody to do their own estimations. And this is based on 100% earnings. Like if you have 10-year locks, you're going to earn 100%. If you have 9-year locks, you're going to keep 90%. But let's keep it 100%. You would earn $75,462. Now, this average is for 30 days. So this would be 75,000 tokens in 30 days, which are worth $1 each. And there's your answer, right? $75,462.38. But it's actually going to be more than that, because you can take that. Remember, we did this 462 times 1.03. It's actually going to be $77,725.86. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. All right, guys. All right. Is anybody in here new? Is anybody new to PulseChain, new to the Grays currencies? Is anybody even here? The chat just gets quiet. If you're watching the rerun, the chat gets quiet. And I understand people got lives, and this is a long one. I mean, they're all long. But I mean, I'm going to record. I just need to do it like next week. When I'm done with my book, I'll have extra time to record just a walk through, and not this jabber that goes on over here. I have so many slides I can present. I've got them literally like 40 plus slides that we can go over. But here's 2. We're going to end on 2. Where do I think we are in the market cycle? I think we're about to rip anytime. It could be 1 to 3. It could be next week. It could be today. It could be in 3 months. We don't know. But I think PulseChain is going to rip. I believe that pTGC and UFO are well-oiled machines that when PulseChain rips, this is what it's going to look like. Okay. If you are bullish on pTGC and UFO, and you want to let all of your friends and crypto Twitter, Telegram, YouTube, TikTok know that you are a holder and that you are enthusiastic about pTGC and optimistic about its performance, then join the Gold Circle Space Force. Thank you, Polygon. Appreciate you. So the way you do that is go to secretobank.com, select Gray's profile picture, upload your old one or your current one, adjust it a little bit, download it, and then upload it to your Twitter, Telegram, and YouTube. And I should add TikTok on there. All right, guys. I mean, that's it. It's that simple. And we did renovate the Gold Circle. You see the one on the screen here in the upper right? That's the new Gold Circle. It looks way better, and it stands out more. And when you put the Gold Circle, and not everybody can do it. Like Polygon, you don't got one. But guess what? You might have it, not have it for a strategic reason. You know? Because you're in here often. And so the guys that don't have it, whatever. I got it because I'm only pTGC now. And that way but the people that do have it, when we're in a Telegram chat, or we are on a Twitter Spaces or YouTube, wherever we are, people know what we're representing, and it shows unit cohesion. Okay. Like there's a bunch of, I don't know if there's a bunch of guys in here. There's one guy, Prairie Banana, and David, he's got his. He was one of the first ones to convert to the new one, to the new gold ring. And it works. Snowflake Society's got his. It's fun. It's fun. And then everybody knows that, you know, and when you got 10 people on the Spaces and 5 of them have the gold ring, you might be like, I might want to get some exposure to the Grays currencies finally. Get that jick bag. All right, guys, let's wrap it up. Almost 2 hours. Appreciate you guys. I appreciate that super chat. I think that was David. Very much. I really do appreciate that. We're going to do this again on Sunday. The next event is Telegram voice chat tomorrow at 8 a.m. Pacific. And then I'm going to do an onboarding, the PulseChain help desk tomorrow at, again, same time, 10. And then spaces on Saturday, 7 a.m. Pacific. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Adios.